Hey guys, Robbie here with Wonder Offroad, and boy do we have an adventure for you today. We got gazelle tents, we got trailing. It's gonna be a fun day. So, without further ado, smash that subscribe button right down there. Come on, just do it for me. All right, catch up with all later.
So our adventure took us today to meet up at Cafe 247 in Lucerne. This is always a great meeting spot, especially if you're going to places like King of the Hammers or just want to explore over here in Johnson Valley or in the backside of Big Bear. Now, if you guys stop by and you find the Wonder Offroad sticker, hit us up on our Instagram account. Post it up. Now, after a brief group meeting, we then headed down towards Rattlesnake Canyon to make our way to our camp spot for the night. Now, Rattlesnake Canyon, I've done a video on this in the past. It is a very, very fun trail, very scenic. The obstacles are very manageable for most beginners to handle, and you get a great view the whole time, especially as you start driving through these canyons and really get some nice view. Now, with the recent rains we had over the last year, it did change the trail quite a bit in some spots, but it's very manageable. The boulders are not that big to get through, and most vehicles made it through no problem.
So just a heads up guys, there is wildlife out here. I know cattle do graze wild out in this area, so just bear in mind.
Now, we had a good sized group, which made this event that much more fun. We stopped to take a little break over here at the stone house and then continued on our way. Now, these canyons, you gotta take your time really experience it. There's a lot of wildlife in this area. I know besides grazing cattle, there's also bighorn sheep. Keep your eye out for wildlife as you just drive through. Enjoy your drive and enjoy the obstacles. I know I sure did. Now, as you make your way through these obstacles, it's very important for everyone to take their time. Don't damage anything. They're very easy to do. Some you need a spotter because yeah, you do try to dig in sometimes, but every obstacle is easy for vehicles that at least have 31-inch tires and a basic lift to get over, just to have enough ground clearance to make it through. Now, the experience level that we brought on this trip, we have many veterans that know exactly how to trail, but we had a lot of new members come out this time, and they really got to get a good learning experience and have a great time. Now, for all my people that want to get into overlanding and off-roading, I recommend you do a couple things. Get with a good group that will help you along the way, help give you some pointers, some tips, and maybe even help lead you on the trails, because a group is better than going by yourself. Another pro tip for my beginners: download a map app for your phone and download also the offline maps as well. Google does also offer offline maps, so that way if you are ever in an area that does not have signal, you can always see where the trails are at and where you're going. Also, if you're with the group, it helps to record app or even ask if someone has the area down, for the trail downloaded. I know for me, I have this one downloaded on Onyx, and I'll tell you what, it's a very handy app to have. Helps keep the whole group informed, helps keep me informed, because on most of Onyx's on app, you can see trail ratings, trail reviews, so you can really know if this is the right trail you should take or not. I know there's certain ones that, they're always constantly changing, but it helps when you see if someone recently had taken that trail, know exactly the somewhat current conditions. Because as we all know for the experience, these trails sometimes change daily or even weekly, depending on the weather and depending on how well traveled they are. Now, another pro tip for my newbies: if you guys ever want to join us, you please feel free to. I post trips all the time, and that way you guys can join and feel free to really get that experience you need behind the wheel. Because now you can turn your mall crawler into an actual trail rig and see if you really do enjoy this overlanding lifestyle that we live. But I recommend always do your homework. Know exactly your abilities, your rig, and your. Now, a big thing also I want to remind you guys, we are on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We now also have just recently added TikTok. So we got 4 platforms, 4 ways to find us, and our handle is Wonder Offroad. Check it out. We always have the same logo for the image. There's only one Wonder Offroad with us. Also, we do have merch available on spring.com. We have t-shirts, hats, and beanies, sweaters. So check it out. We always have new merchandise coming out all the time. It really does help support this channel and support the adventure that we like to do. Now, a big shout out to Troy's son. They're driving this red Jeep right here. This is actually a driver for one of his first driving lessons. And what better way to do it than out on the trail with your dad, learning how to drive it in 4-wheel drive. Now, after some trailing and some nice miles with some nice obstacles, we eventually did make it to our campsite for the night. And I'll tell you what, this campsite, as you all can see, is perfect. Great for tents like Gazelles that we brought on this trip. That is nice and level, nice and flat. It really helps everyone get a good night's rest. Now, a special treat, Troy from Just In Case Rescue joined us on this adventure, and he gave us a class on Stop the Bleed, showing us how to use these tourniquets and wound packing. So that way, if your adventure ever goes sideways, you know how to try to save a life, or even your own maybe. And I'll tell you what, the tourniquet class was very fun, but to use a tourniquet properly really hurts. So I recommend, you do the proper training and you get yourself really involved and know how every part of your medical kit is supposed to work. And that's a great part with Troy. He does sell medical kits as well. So check him out at justincaserescue.com. He also has an Instagram account, Just In Case Rescue, and he's at many of these off-road and outdoor events. Now, a great part about coming out to these events is seeing what everyone has for their equipment. Now, we all brought out Gazelle tents this time around, and we really do enjoy them. They're some of the best tents, the easiest tents to set up, 90 seconds and done. Now, they really do make for an easy camp setup, because once your camp is set up, you can enjoy the best part of camping. Hanging out and breaking bread and sharing some good stories. And that's what this is all about with a very good group that we came out here with. We've had some great stories, and more importantly, some great times. What we're all about over here at Wonder Offroad. We really do enjoy our camp adventures and the aspect of just all coming together, enjoying a good campfire, and enjoying some great times with some great people. Now, yes, we do have propane fire pits on this trip. If everyone knows, this mountain, of course, is always subject to a perpetual fire ban. So do your part. You be smart. Use a propane fire pit, or I hate to say it, don't have a fire at all. Now, what trip would be complete without s'mores? And hold your breath and wait for it, because here comes a movie night. Yes, we brought out ourselves a projector, and we had a great time watching a good movie and having good laughs. After a good night's rest, we all decided to get up and enjoy a good breakfast and then hit the highway. And I'll tell you what, this was a great spot to stay at. The weather was favorable, both the day before and the day of our travel here. It really makes for a fun time with these beautiful blue skies, even though the rest of SoCal was dealing with June gloom. And it really just adds to the adventure here. Now, day 2 of our adventure, we got to take the easier route out of our campsite. Now, this one we were able to move at a much faster pace and really got some much needed epic views as we drove along. And that's why I recommend Rattlesnake Canyon to Burns Canyon. It really makes for a fun adventure, some great sights, and just some ultimately breathtaking views. Now, as you come out here, take your time. Really take in everything you see. Take in the adventure slowly and it helps when you have a good group of friends to come with. That way, you all can just take a break and enjoy life a little bit at a time. Now, as you are driving on Burns Canyon, you need to keep your eye out. There's a bunch of hidden mines all around this area. This area was known for gold mining as well as in Holcomb Valley. So they're scattered all over these mountain ranges. And that's what makes it for some really fun adventures. Though I do warn people, tread lightly as if you're going to a mine. They're very unsafe and very dangerous. Now, as our journey was winding down, we just could not help but enjoy and take our time through this nice valley right here. Now, on Burns Canyon, there is a lot of offshoots, so if you have a whole day or even a whole weekend, I would say take your time and explore them all. They're really fun to check out. Some are rated up to Black Diamond, with some as easy as a green trail that most vehicles like this van as well can take on.
We've had a great adventure today. We made some new friends, we did some great trails, we had a great cookout, we had a great movie night. Also, guys, please like and subscribe. Hit that button right there, just boom, boom, boom. All right, help the channel grow. Also, please check out our merchandise on spring. And we have t-shirts, sweaters, hats, and tank tops for women. We also are coming out with new merchandise all the time. Once again, this is Robert with Wonder Offroad saying, see you guys next time.